Hey, welcome back to Music for Miles, your go-to resource for all things guitar and music. Today we have something very special in the studio. We have the brand new 2025 GPE Inception Maple model from Martin Guitars. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Music for Miles. I'm Michael. What we do here is all things guitar and music. All right guys, let's dive into today's video. We have the brand new 2025 GPE Inception Maple model from Martin. If you're subscribers to the channel, you may remember this video here. Now that was the GPCE Inception Maple at launch last year. I did a full review of it for 2024. Now, when I released that video, it was a brand new concept for Martin using sustainable tone woods, new bracing technology, and using more exotic options like black walnut for the fretboard. Now that video actually did really good and I had really higher marks for that guitar, but I can't believe it, they actually made it even better. So in this video today, we're gonna go over the features and specifications of the 2025 version. We're gonna take a visual inspection of the 2024 versus the 2025 to see what's changed, and we're gonna do a full tone demo. I'm going to be using a room mic, a studio mic, and we're gonna plug direct in to hear what the LR Baggs Anthem pickups sound like on their own. So let's get started. Let's talk about the features and specifications for the 2025 model. You can now get this in a non-cut version. Now I only have this version in the studio, but the single cut version is pretty much identical. You just have a little bit of wood missing here. It's better for those players who want to play above the 12th fret and get some of the higher fret access, and it looks a little bit more modern compared to the non-cut version. Everything else though is pretty much the same. Now another big change for 2025, which you could totally tell with my studio lights here, you could see them reflecting off this thing, it's like a freaking mirror, is you get a high gloss finish. And this is one of the best executed high gloss finishes I have ever seen on an acoustic guitar. So props to Martin, you guys did an excellent job on the finish of this guitar. It still has the amber fade sunburst that we saw last year, a European spruce top on this guitar, maple sides. Now the big difference here for 2025 is we're getting flamed maple sides. Now flipping around to the back, the tone woods we're using on the back are going to be flamed maple wings on both sides with a walnut strip down the middle. And it just looks absolutely insane. I think it looks the best outdoors, gigging outdoors at festivals. This thing is going to pop. Now, all of the woods on top are going to be FSC certified. Moving to the side, it's a little hard to see here. We are going to have black walnut binding with a stripe of maple in there. Moving around all the way to the back, you get that same binding around the outside as well. Looks extremely clean. So let's take a look at the bridge here on this new model. It is using ebony instead of black walnut. Now we still get that multi-stripe inlay here around the sound hole. And as you can see here, we get the LR Baggs Anthem electronics tucked away in there, very discreet. So for 2025, they are using a certified ebony fretboard with Corian inlays. Now the scale length of this guitar is going to be 25.4 inches. We're going to have the neck joint here at the 14th fret. Speaking of neck joints, it does have the dovetail neck joint on the back with a strap button here in gold. We are going to have that square tapered headstock, the classic Martin logo up top. And the big change here for 2025 is we're going to have an ebony headstock here. So it is going to have walnut on the back and then an ebony piece on top. A very nice bone nut. Flipping the headstock around, we do get these Grover open gear tuners. Look absolutely classic with the butterbean knobs. Now let's talk about some of the features that made the Inception Maple a new concept for Martin last year, because we're still going to have a lot of those features on the 2025 version. Now let's talk about bracing. Last year, Martin introduced the skeletonized X bracing on the Inception Maple. Now it is a brand new bracing system that they came up with that is very efficient. It uses laser etching technology They put honeycomb patterns into the bracing itself, which not only reduces weight, but it adds resonance. This guitar plays like a modern guitar. It has great sustain and really punchy and articulate when you plug this thing in. Now the guitar does come with a premium hard case. And when I opened this guitar up out of the box, I had a charged battery. This thing was ready to go. You could just plug direct in and hit the stage. All right, it's time to do that visual inspection. So here on my right-hand side, I have the GPCE in a matte finish from 2024 with a single cut. And to my left here, I have the 2025 model. Right away, you can see a huge difference between these two guitars. In my opinion, the gloss looks much more striking from a distance. Now let's take a look at the sides here. Now the left side here for the 2025 model, we do get that really nice flamed maple on the side. 2024 model, we do have a nice, finish on there. You get the burst finish, but it is not the premium flamed maple. Now both these guitars do have that walnut wedge with two maple sides. However, the 2025 model has that flamed maple, and the 2024 just has more of a plain standard maple. There is some figuring in the maple, but it's not going to be anything like this insane back that you have on the 2025 version. Now let's take a look at the headstocks here. This headstock I actually like better on the 2024. It is using a black walnut material for the headstock, so it's all really one piece. You got your neck, your fretboard, and your headstock. All of that is black walnut. I'm a huge walnut fan compared to the 2025 where we're using ebony on the headstock, ebony on the fretboard, and then black walnut on the back. So here, the 2025 versus the 2024, it's really easy to tell. The inlays pop out much more on the 2025 version versus the 2024. There's a much higher contrast ratio between the inlay material and the ebony. Now, aside from just the single cut here and this one being no cut, we have the same binding across both guitars. So we have black walnut and maple binding. Now, the bridges look much different. That's because this is a black walnut bridge on the 2024 version versus ebony on the 2025. Again, for me, honestly, the 2024 takes the cake because I love the unique materials. It's not something you typically would see on acoustic guitar using a black walnut bridge. Both guitars have LR Baggs Anthem pickups, and both guitars are using the same tuners on the back. And that pretty much ends the differences between the 2024 and the 2025 version. All right, guys, we went through the visual differences between the 2024 and the 2025, so let's go into a sound demo of the 2025 version. As I mentioned, we'll have a room mic, a studio mic, and we'll be plugging direct in to hear what the LR Baggs Anthem pickups sound like. I'll be trying to play some more extended demos here and cutting between each different sound so you can hear how this guitar will sound in all these different various scenarios, whether you're plugged in or playing acoustically. Let's go. So there you guys go, that was the sound demo. Now my initial response to this guitar was it's easy to play, it's articulate, it punches through the mix, and it sounds phenomenal in my opinion. Not only that, this thing looks like a custom shop work of art with all of the exotic tone woods, this new flame maple they're using on the side and the back. It kind of makes it feel like a whole new guitar. All right, let's go over the pros and cons here for the 2025 version. Now there's not a whole lot of cons I can go over here because this is a $4,000 instrument. So you know, leaving Martin's factory, this thing is gonna play like a dream when it comes out of the box. There's not gonna be a whole lot you can complain about. But that is one con in my opinion, is the price point for this model. It is $4,199 for the no-cut version and $3,999 for the single-cut version. Now compared to last year, that's a few $100s more than what you were getting with the 2024 model, which I have here. You can actually get these pretty cheap now that they released the new version, but these typically go for $3,000 to $3,300. So you can kind of tell here there's a few $100 increase for those premium features like the flame maple, the gloss, the ebony, all that stuff. The only other con I really have is if you're not a fan of high gloss finishes, which you can get fingerprints on there, it's easier to show scratches and it doesn't really break in like a matte finish. Well, unfortunately, there is no matte version available for 2025. So if you guys do want that matte version, you're gonna have to go with the 2024 model. Downside here is you cannot get the 2024 without the cut. So if you love the Grand Performance body here with no cut in it, 2025 is gonna be the way to go. That's pretty much the only negatives I could find. I mean, this thing is all positive. It's an absolute dream to play. It's a dream to freaking look how premium this guitar is. If you guys want some more information on the 2025 Inception Maple, I have some links below where you can purchase, get some more information on it. If you want to check out my 2024 in-depth review, you can check that out up here. I'll put a link below as well. All right guys, so I will be having a few more Martin reviews coming throughout the year until the end of 2025. So be sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want more Martin content. As always, leave a comment below. What is your opinion on the 2025 version? How do you think it sounds? How do you think it looks? What do you think about the price point? I would love to hear from you guys. Till next time, I am Michael. You've been watching Music for Miles. Thanks.